Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So let's take a little peek. And we're going to see what we've got as far as the collective goes. Now, this is not zodiac specific. I will mention zodiacs as we see them emerge. But we are starting out with the King of Wands. It is in the reverse. King of Wands energy is all about love, usually heart centered, divine masculine who knows what he wants. He projects exactly what he feels, very warm, very secure. But in the reverse, not so much. In the reverse, now we have ego. We have somebody who needs others to make them feel special. We have somebody that maybe doubts their own power, and that's why they are hungry for others to tell them that they're special. It doesn't have to be a masculine, it just starts out that way. But I don't read for genders. So this is more an energy flow. We have the death card. It is in the reverse. Death card in the reverse is no change. I mean, this is somebody who maybe has indulged this ego and they continue to do so. We have a page of pentacles, and it almost seems like this divine feminine that we see on the card here. Maybe we have a story emerging where she's wanting to communicate with this person. Maybe she's thinking she's come to understand them better, or she has something that she wants to say to them. The Hermit. Definitely, she's been silent for a long time. She could be a Virgo. By the way, they could be a Scorpio or a Leo, Sag, or Aries. I don't know. When we're looking at it in this context and we see that Hermit for her, she's definitely been in deep thought. Okay, so she's a Queen of Wands. She's saying, what I realize is, I've thought and thought about this person, and I adore them. I love them. I am a Queen of Wands. I tend to, speak up about the things that I really feel. I'm not afraid to advocate for what I want or, what I believe is true. I have no fear of this. Okay, guys, I'm going to try taking another sip of coffee. I spilled it all over my last shirt and had to change clothes in between this video and the last. So if you saw me in the Libra video, my attire was a little different. Yes, I had a little bit of a mishap. So I don't know, maybe that factors in though. Maybe, things got a little bit sloshed and messy. I would wager to bet that that's true, that things have been pretty messy here. And I say that because if we look at this Hermit card, we actually have the sleeping fox and then we have this owl. So in the time that she has been in silence from them, and she's been thinking heavily about them, obviously, but in the time of silence and, thought-provoking energy that she's been going through, she's been trying to gain wisdom, where it kind of looks like if the fox represents them, and we already said that they haven't changed at all, they're still sitting there in the same ego. Stroke my ego. I need to be told I'm special. Tell me I'm amazing. Give me that, that total focus on me and tell me that I'm super special. Tell me I'm the best. That's what I want. That's what I demand. Well, she's about to reach out to them, and I'm kind of like, yikes, beware, because although she's been doing some great thinking and maybe she wants to communicate, I don't know if the person she's going to be communicating to is any more evolved, any different than who they ever were, is what this says. Can we go back over to them for just a minute? Hanged Man. Okay, they have been holding their breath and waiting to hear from her. What is it that you would like? What is it? I mean, is it like it'll be fulfilling my ego when she does reach out to me? They've been holding their breath and waiting and wondering, really, is it over? But without them making any changes, without them lowering their ego at all to maybe reach out to her. It's like I've been waiting and holding my breath to see, is she really gone? Has she really walked away from me? I haven't heard from her. With that Eight of Cups, we have like this little squirrel creature back here holding this like little letter or placard. She's standing there reading. And there's a compass underneath it. Sorry, there's a lot on this card and there's a lot of details that, I got to point out. We also have like a seal coming in at the top here, and it's more like a selkie. In mythology, the selkies are these, well, they look like seals, but if they choose to come up on land, they can slip out of their seal skin, and they are these gorgeous women. And they can live a mortal life if they wish to. And sometimes in mythology tales, they do that, and they get married and they have human babies and all that. But in most of the stories, they wind up at some point slipping back into their sealskins and, going back to the sea where they actually prefer to be. So I just mentioned that because we have the Selkie way up above, and we have this feminine, and keep in mind, this is from his perspective, right? And by the way, we've brought in some Piscean energy. So there's a lot of emotion here because we have 2 cards of water and then 1 of fire for them. But also ego, 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 and them trapped in this cycle of ego, but then them waiting. I feel like he's a very unhappy character because he waits to see what is she going to do. And he thinks that she maybe has the capacity to like step into his life and then leave him again and go back into the wild ocean, the way the story of the Selkies tells us it goes. I'm almost wondering if part of his ego here is more like he doesn't think she'll really stay with him. She's already left him at some point in time, and he's waiting to see, is she ever coming back? But even then, it's not really, is she ever coming back? It's like, is she gone for good now? But he's not doing anything to try to call her back in. Yet we already saw she's been thinking deeply about all of this, and she's about to come back and talk to him. What is it that you want to say, feminine? Let's change decks. What is it that our feminine is wanting to say to this masculine? Because she's the one really thinking about him and thinking about talking to him. Page of Cups in the reverse. Well, she's not thinking about saying I'm sorry for anything. Justice and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so in this, it's like she's about to give him what for. She's about to go ahead and say, no, I don't have any apologies to make. You did this thing dirty. This is unfair. This is not right. We should have been able to work together. We're a great match. I'm a Queen of Wands. You're a King of Wands. Why are you ruining this? I don't have anything to say sorry for. This is all on you. I think she's like, I don't know that she's saying this in a mean way, even though I know my tone, my pitch was very, sassy just now. 6 of Wands, it's more like, keep in mind, she's been in some deep thought. And when we go into deep thought, we rarely emerge with like, okay, now after deep thinking, now I'm going to get all fired up and be rude or anything. Usually when we go into deep thought is when we connect to our higher selves. She went into hermit mode. So she was silent for quite a while, thinking about things from the higher perspective, trying to find the answer. What am I supposed to do with this? How am I supposed to interpret what happened with us? We actually see her saying, or this is what she's planning on emerging and saying, there's nothing, I'm not saying sorry to you. Instead, everything that's been messed up, we had a chance at a good thing. Still do, because I think you still want to work with me and I want to work with you. But we have to be successful. And that won't work if we have this injustice. There's also a bit of like, why would something so great have been like thrown away? Why is something so great not working out right now? Why are we not having this? We've got that 10 of Wands in the reverse. She's saying, I'm not about to let this thing go like this. That would be a bad idea. 10 of Wands in the reverse says, I can't let this go because this isn't the way it was supposed to go. We were supposed to be successful together. Queen of Swords. Yeah, she's like, okay, so a Queen of Wands always advocates for what she wants. A Queen of Wands is very good at picking what she wants. And first we saw her as a Queen of Wands with a sunflower bathing suit top on. I think it was during this full moon, which, oh my gosh. We've already kind of passed through the full moon, but it's still as big in the sky. I don't know if anybody else saw that last night, but it was still so impressive. Sorry, I was up really late. We didn't get until about 2. We took a couple-hour drive to get to a concert and back. And technically, I'm on vacation this week, but I have family here with me visiting now. And so my schedule all week will be a little bit wobbly. I'll still put out videos and everything, but just know I won't have the same rhythm that you guys are probably more used to. But with this Queen of Swords, she's shifting from Queen of Wands into Queen of Swords. That's the energy of just like, I'm spitting it all out. First, I'm advocating for what I want, and then I'm saying it plain and clear. There, I said my piece. This isn't over yet because we were supposed to be successful together. We were supposed to be great together. So that's what she seems to be going to either write them or call them or say to them at some point in time. Just this really blunt truth. This isn't cuddles and lovey-buggy kind of presentation of this information either. It's way more like factual, truthful, maybe a little bit passionate, a little bit, maybe a little bit pissed, a little because this is unfair and I'm not saying sorry because I didn't make this problem. We were supposed to be good together. We're supposed to be good together. So it doesn't feel like this is over because we didn't get it right yet. It feels kind of like a demand, like a bossy, but also like I'm taking charge of things and I'm telling you how I want this to be. Okay, hang on, because now we got to go over to them, right? Either how are they going to receive this? How are they going to interpret this? Wild card. They did not see this coming at all. I mean, my impression is that she was gearing up to send this, and I'm asking for when she does, how are they going to take it? And I think it's going to be, first off, maybe they, notice this puppy is just like he was lost out in the forest, and now he's like popping up going like, did I just hear what I think I just heard? Somebody wants me. Somebody wants my loyalty. Well, I want to be loyal to that. I didn't expect this. This is not at all what I had seen coming. There is hope in his eyes. Page of Swords in the reverse. He's like, it wasn't even on my radar that this could have come through. It wasn't on my radar at all that she was going to say to me, basically, get over here and let's do this. We're going to be really good together. I'm sorry, but in this case, like the I can't help but say it like with the like kind of a bossy attitude, but it almost looks like, oh my God, this is so fabulous. In his opinion, death card sideways. You mean it isn't over? You mean, because he's been waiting all this time for her to like just be done and walk away from him. And he was convinced of that, and feeling like there's no point in me trying to go after her and ask her to come back because she's done with me anyway. It's just, I'm just kind of like waiting for some like more official, goodbye kind of thing. I know she would never intend to stay with me anyway. He's told himself all these things, and he's got this ego where it's like, I'm not about to humble myself and beg somebody to stay who I already know doesn't want to be with me, would never have stayed with me in the first place. He couldn't be more wrong. And it's kind of like cracking his mind. You notice how we have like the stained glass image, or like, I don't know if somebody's going to break a glass or what today. And it's going to, like lots of times this is how it looks when a windshield gets shattered. I had the golf ball smack my windshield and shatter it while I was driving, like whatever, somewhere in like springtime, I think, a couple months back. And that's what it looks like, just like this huge spider web goes across your windshield. And I feel like this is like cracking his mind, maybe even like cracking in a good way, cracking open his heart, his mind. We see the butterfly. Something is now transforming. Now it's only sideways, so there's still an element of disbelief, but definitely an element of hope and stunned. Like, I never expected to hear this from her. We have a high priestess. There was some element of, this is the undercurrent. I'm wondering if he's starting to admit to himself how badly he's actually wanted to be with her, but he just thought that there was no hope. So why even think about it? Why even imagine that this could be something? Oh my God, seriously. He's starting to acknowledge, like, deep down, yeah, I have such an emotional bond to her, but it's, it never works out for me, right? That Two of Swords, I wanted to block the idea, the hope that maybe she loved me too. Now I can start to admit maybe I've been in love with her also. I have tons of emotion, want to give her my emotions, but just didn't think that there was any point in it when she wouldn't have wanted my emotions. I do feel like in this storyline, what we have here is a divine feminine who is laying out on the line exactly what she wants, because she's like, I'm a damn queen of wands. I'm a damn queen of swords. We say what we want. We say what we really mean. I'm not about to be a backseat passenger in my own life. I drive my car. I announce what I really think, what I really wanted. Doesn't always mean I'll get it, but at least I will have always said what was really true. I wanted this. I thought we were going to be really good together. This is all messed up because you should be fighting for this with me. This isn't how do we end it like this when we were supposed to be so good together? We had all the elements to be so good together. I'm not saying sorry for anything because I'm not the one who is walking away from this without saying point blank, I wanted this. I wanted things to work. And I think her just like vocalizing it, saying what she did want, what she still wants, and that if this fails, if you never write me back, if you don't want this, it's on you. You ruined this, not me, and I got nothing to be sad about or feel like I failed this relationship when I was all in. So it's on you if this is over. And I kind of think her like sass and straightforward, truthful attitude is perhaps maybe the thing that is giving him the greatest confidence, because it's like, I never dreamed that I would hear those words from her. What she just said is she's not walking away. She just said she wants loyalty, and she wants my loyalty. She wants me to be all in. She wants me to agree that I'm not leaving either. That is maybe the most reassuring thing, that, and maybe the words that he needed to hear for him to like turn his mind around and be like, so she doesn't want to leave me. Now he can admit how much he's wanted this, but I don't know why he thought nothing ever works out, why he was convinced that she wouldn't want him. All I can say is that he did not see this one coming. This is a great surprise to him, and like a fabulous surprise, and a great surprise, a stunner, a huge surprise, but also a fabulous one. Okay, then let me just ask, are you gonna reciprocate? Are you gonna be all in? Are you gonna throw yourself at this? Queen of Pentacles sideways. He still has a little bit of like, I mean, we need to talk now. We need to get to the point of, she needs to come see me. I need to go see her. We have to talk about this. With the Justice card sideways, there's, we need to invest and build this thing. We need to address all of the injustice here, because I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to, like, I need to ask her point blank, is am I interpreting this right? Is this what you want? Because this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm offering. It's interesting though, because he's countering with a way bigger offer, but then it's almost like he's coming in and saying, well, here's what I want. I want you to, pick to be with me. I want you to move with me. I want you to move in with me. I want you to be in my world, and I want us to not break up. Like it's almost like he's countering with the same kind of like very serious. I feel like there's two people having like these very serious, like they're telling each other, but what they're telling each other is good things, not mean things, but they're coming across like this is very serious. You know what? You need to understand that I want you to live with me. It just feels very he's all in. He's all in. And there he goes again with that King of Wands and that Eight of Swords. He's like, I am not about to have a relationship where we cannot be happy together, because I cannot handle it when we are not happy together. I cannot believe what a turnaround this is. This is a very unexpected way for two people to interact on a very difficult subject, but this is like, maybe it's because they both came across as fire signs that they just have to do it in this intense way. Honestly, I am so cheering for the two of them. I hope that they're a happily ever after. Hi, baby. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.